Good morning. It's Wednesday Gentle Yoga. And this morning we are going to be visiting the Madhyama Sharira Mudra, which is the gesture of the middle body. The way that we perform this mudra is actually by taking our thumbs, placing them against our armpits, and placing our index fingers or our middle fingers together, and then draw the shoulders back and allow your forearms to be parallel to the floor. And then as you breathe in this mudra, you want to direct your breath to the middle part of your lungs. This is called the gesture of the middle body. So we have 7 chakras. The heart is the middle of those 7 chakras that joins the metaphysical above with the physical below. And so we're going to concentrate today on doing some heart opening poses, having an attitude of gratitude as we head into Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I invite you to join me for gentle yoga on the mat. Take your easy seated position. If you have a yoga bolster or pillow, that's really lovely to start out first thing in the morning. I'm going to show you what happens to the back when we sit up. So you can see that without any effort, I'm able to sit nice and tall. I'm able to lift up my heart center. I'm able to lift up the crown of my head without any effort because my knees are below my hips. If I remove the pillow, you can see now it takes a lot more effort and my knees come up a little bit. And in the middle of a practice when your body is all warmed up, Sukhasana is much easier. But when we're just starting the practice for the day, even if it's going to be a more intensive practice than the one we'll be doing today, this morning, it's just much nicer to start off lifted. So you can use a block. These half blocks are really lovely. You can get yoga blocks and things if you're wanting to make an affordable home studio for yourself. You can buy everything that you need on Amazon if you choose. But, you know, all of the local stores, Target, Walmart, carry these supplies. And if you have a Marshall's in your area or a TJ Maxx, they often have pretty good yoga supplies. So that's actually where I got these yoga blocks. And I've bought mats for several people there. So you can make a nice home studio for yourself. But anyway, having these half blocks is really nice to sit up on because the full blocks are double the size of this. So if we're just trying to lift our hips first thing in the morning, it's nice to sit on something like that, or a yoga pillow or a bolster. So what I want you to do is imagine this very open energy channel from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head. And it's with that that we begin our morning breathing. You can keep your eyes open. You can have your eyes closed. I often close my eyes when I'm beginning my breathing. It just helps me get into the cadence of it. Start breathing in and out of your nose. And as you're breathing in and out, I want you to imagine that there is a string drawing the crown of your head up to the ceiling. And when you do that, I'd like you to notice what happens to your shoulders. It gently encourages them to move back and down. And when this happens, there are a couple of positive outcomes. One is you've managed to lift up your heart center to really allow your lungs the space to open up and to expand. But the other is you begin to strengthen all those muscles between the shoulders. You create space for the neck. And you reduce discomfort, compression. So I always like it when people can set an intention to do this with their shoulders all the time. Just allow the head to drop, allow the shoulders to draw down. Now begin to expand the breath some more. Breathing in and out of the nose. Place your hand on your belly and feel your belly expand outward as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel it drawing in. I got this thing going on with my ears today. Let's see. No, they're in the right position. Inhale, expand your belly. And exhale, draw your belly in. Inhale, expand the belly. And exhale, draw it in. Inhale, expand. And exhale, draw it in. Now I would like you to take your hands up to your ribs. And I would like you to feel your ribs expand when you breathe. So I want you, as you inhale, first expand the belly, and then start to widen the ribs and breathe into the back. So inhale through the nose, expand the belly, and then expand your ribs with your breath. Exhale, bring the ribs in, bring the belly in. Inhale, expand the ribs. Exhale, allow the ribs to draw in, bring the belly in. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, expand the belly. Expand the ribs. Exhale, draw the ribs in, draw the belly in. 1 more time. Inhale, expand the belly. Expand the ribs. And exhale, draw the ribs in and draw the belly in. So by doing that expansive breathing, putting you in touch with how you can fill your entire torso up with air. And this becomes important when you want to really just focus on the pranayama and want to really use the pranayama for meditative purposes, for centering yourself, for calming the nervous system. But being able to access those deep breaths and that kind of breath control is also helpful when you move into more challenging yoga poses where you have to engage in long holds. The breath is the life force, or it carries the life force, it carries the prana. Taking time every day to engage in purposeful breathing like this is very helpful. Let's go ahead and inhale our hands overhead. Exhale our hands out to the sides and down. Inhale out and up. Exhale out and down. Inhale out and up. And exhale out and down. Place your hands behind you. Inhale, lift up your heart center. Draw your shoulder blades together. Draw your elbows together, lifting up out of the hips. And exhale, return to neutral. Compress my throat a little bit. Inhale, lift up the heart. Lift up out of your hips. And then exhale, return to neutral. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, lift up your heart. And then on your exhale, go ahead and you can leave your hands in place and just start to lean forward a little bit, drawing your heart center forward, hinging at the hips to allow for a stretch of your back hip. You can place your hands underneath you if you want. That's time for me to remove my pillow. So I'm going to take my pillow out. And then just focus on drawing your heart center forward, drawing the crown of your head forward, to start to stretch out the back of your right hip if your right foot is in front, or your left hip if your left foot is in front. And maybe you even place your elbows on the floor. But I don't want you to feel discomfort in your lower back. So if you feel discomfort in the lower back, draw the heart center forward more and maybe lift up so that you can concentrate that stretch on the back of the right hip. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, rise up. Switch your feet. Let's do that same thing as we did before, where on the inhale, we lift up our heart center, drawing our hands behind our back, elbows together, shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift up the heart. Exhale, return to neutral. Inhale, lift up that heart. Exhale, return to neutral. And then one more inhale, lifting up that heart. And then on your exhale, start to hinge forward, drawing the heart center forward, drawing the crown of your head forward. Maybe placing your hands underneath your heart center, underneath your shoulders. And even if you want to, you can eventually draw your elbows to the floor. But I don't want you to sacrifice the lower back to do so. Continue to draw the heart center forward, continuing to draw the crown of your head forward to increase the stretch along the back of your left hip. And if you feel it in your lower back, just lift up. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. And one more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. So we're going to move on to our hands and knees into tabletop position. And just place your hands underneath your shoulders. On your inhale, lift up your heart center, lift up your sits bones, drop your belly. On your exhale, reverse that order. Draw your back up to the ceiling, drawing the belly button up against the side, dropping the tailbone, dropping the crown. Reverse that. Inhale the heart center up. Inhale the sits bones up, drawing your shoulders back and down. Exhale, reverse the order of all that, drawing your belly button up against the spine, spine to the ceiling. Inhale, draw up your heart center, lift up the sits bones, draw the shoulders down your back. Exhale. So I often cue to draw the shoulders down the back because it's a really effective way. If you just went into this pose by just dropping the belly and lifting up the heart, you would get some benefit, but it changes everything when you draw your shoulders away from your ears and draw them down. And you will find, get in touch with this middle part of your back right here. And you engage and activate those muscles. And that's important for you to know where those muscles are, because anytime you engage in back bends, you're going to be using those muscles. Okay, let's go ahead and return to neutral. Draw your belly button up against the spine. Draw the crown of your head forward. Draw your shoulders back and down as you allow your sits bones to slope back. Feel the strength. You are engaging all of your side waist muscles. You are engaging your core muscles, drawing your belly button up. And this is a nice beginning, strong pose for the day. By beginning, I mean starting the routine, not a beginner pose. So just enjoy the strength of this for a moment, that extension that you are creating in your spine with this pose. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, look over your right shoulder, over at your right foot, twisting your body to the right, basically, curling actually, creating a letter C with the right side of your body, stretching out the left side. Take one more inhale. Exhale, return to neutral, and then take a nice breath. And then on your exhale, turn to the left, curling to the left, looking over your left shoulder at your left foot, stretching out your right side body waist. Take one more inhale. Exhale, return to neutral. I'm going to go ahead and move my blocks out to either side of me. AirPods kind of make my ears itchy sometimes. Okay, move this over here. So starting in tabletop, I want you to leave your hips nice and high and walk forward into puppy dog pose. And just initially, just focus on stretching out. You don't need to draw your heart center down yet. You're just now starting to stretch out the shoulders. Draw the belly button in and reach forward. So how it may look on the screen is just a long, flat back. And eventually, as my body gets more warmed up, my heart center draws towards the floor more. But right now, I want you to concentrate on just pushing the floor away, drawing your hips back, getting a nice stretch along the front of the shoulders without drawing the heart center down just yet. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale. Take another inhale. And then exhale, place your left hand in the center of the mat. Take your right hand and thread it underneath your left hand. Keep your hips up high, draw them slightly to the right as we have our first twist of the morning, where we are stretching out the back of our shoulder. Keep your left hand in the position it was in puppy dog before, because you're getting a little bit of a front of the shoulder stretch at the same time. And just breathe into any sensations you have right now. Take one more inhale. Exhale, gently rise up. Go ahead and go into that puppy dog one more time. Again, reaching, creating extension from tailbone to the wrist, but not drawing the shoulders down just yet. Just a nice straight line. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. And then go ahead and take your left arm, thread it underneath your right, lay down on your left shoulder, draw your hips to the left. And inhale and exhale deeply. One more inhale. Exhale. Rise up. Returning back to tabletop position. Let's tuck our toes and sit back on our heels just briefly. Start to stretch out our feet. Our feet are the base, the roots. They are what connects us with the earth. So they need to have love shown to them. And I'm coming out of summertime feet, so my feet are getting soft again. This summer was particularly hard on my feet. So I've been lotioning a lot and wearing socks to bed. Go ahead. I don't know why. Let me make sure that my pods are connected because my headphones just spoke to me. I'll make sure that the sound is good. Yes. Okay, the sound is still good, so we will go with that. I don't know why they were talking to me. Okay, so returning back to our shins, just sitting down on your shins. Deep knee bends are healthy for us. If you find it difficult to do the deep knee bend, you can sit on a block. You can sit on two blocks. If I double these up, it's the same as a standard block. So you can sit up high on a block, but doing brief deep knee bends is good to draw fluid into the joint and draw circulation into the joint, reducing future injury. But we're only going to sit here briefly. So take one more inhale, fully exhale, and then move back into tabletop and find your way all the way down to the floor on your belly. So what I would like you to do is I want you to get in touch with that sensation of the heart rising on the inhale and drawing the shoulders down the back. Initially, let's start with our hands tented out like spider arms on either side. And when you do these spider arms, draw your shoulders together on your back. And as you've noticed, by just lifting my arms and drawing my shoulders together, it already starts to rise my chest up just a little bit. Inhale, lift up just your heart center. Keep your toes on the floor, keep your knees on the floor, keep your thighs on the floor, and just lift up. Exhale down. Inhale, drawing the shoulders down as you lift up your heart center. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up the heart center as you draw your shoulders down. Exhale down. On our next lift, let's hold it for a couple of breaths. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, draw your shoulders together and down. And just focus on using your heart center lifting up, using the strength of your back to lift you up, using your arms to support you, drawing your shoulder blades together. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Place your hands alongside your legs. Palms are facing the ceiling. And what we're going to do is we're just going to lift, so do that same movement as we did in that low cobra with our spider arms. But now we're going to just lift the heart center without the use of the arms. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. On our next inhale up, hold it for 3 breaths. Draw your shoulders down. Exhale, lay down. And then we're going to do our traditional cobra, or our traditional low cobra. So place your hands underneath your shoulders, draw your ribs or your elbows down to your ribs. Inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears. And then on your exhale, draw your ribs back down, or not your ribs, I'm sorry, your elbows down into your ribs, draw your shoulder blades down. Exhale down. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears, exhale them down as you draw your elbows into the ribs. Exhale down. One more inhale, drawing your shoulders up, exhaling them down as you draw your elbows down to your ribs. Hold that for 3 breaths. Final breath. Exhale down. Let's tuck our toes and move into child's pose. In child's pose, we place our big toes together, we widen our knees, and we sit back on our heels, and then we reach forward. So this might feel very good. You just engaged in some pretty strong back exercises right there. So that Those exercises are really wonderful if you feel any back pain. So our instincts always tend to be, when we have pain, to stretch out the muscle. And there is value to that, and I agree with that. But a lot of times pain is born of having some misalignment. So activating the muscles in that way, in those safe ways, helps the spine to realign itself. And by strengthening all of those muscles, you're actually warming them up. You're bringing blood flow to the muscles. And you may find that that's very helpful. And then you can do something like we're doing right now, where you take a counter pose and you stretch out those muscles in a very gentle way. Breathe very deeply, allowing your belly to fully expand. Take another inhale. And then let's do that thread the needle again in child's pose. So lift up, take our left hand and thread it underneath our right arm, and lay across our left hand, keeping our right arm extended out in front of us. One more inhale. Exhale, rise up. Place our left hand in front, thread our right arm underneath our left, and lay across our right shoulder. One more inhale. And then exhale, rising up. Let's return to tabletop position again and take a cow-cat sequence. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. And inhale one more time into cow. And exhale, returning the spine to neutral. Once again, taking a moment to draw the crown of your head forward, drawing your belly button up against the spine, lengthening your side waist, drawing your shoulders back and down. Take one more inhale and fully exhale. So I would like you to set up your blocks on either side near the front of your mat. So, I always joke that where's the front of the mat on a round mat? So your front of your mat is one of your short sides, the side that you're facing. For me, pretend there's a short side up there. We're going to go ahead and start with some morning sun salutations. The sun is just coming up, and out my window I can see my Christmas lights. So it's a nice way to begin the day. Last week when I was doing these, we had a skunk walking by. So inhale, rise up our hands. Exhale, our hands down and draw our crown up to the sky, up to the ceiling. Keeping that length, inhale our hands out and up. And exhale them out and down. Feel all of that length that you're creating in your spine. Inhale our hands out and up. And then exhale, bend your legs and hinge at your hips or at your, at your hips. And then lay your torso across your thighs. And just drop the crown of your head. Take your hands and inhale into a flat spine, lifting up slightly, drawing the head forward as you draw the shoulders back, creating a nice straight line from the tailbone all the way to the crown. Take a nice inhale. Exhale down. Inhale, press against the shins, drawing the crown of your head forward, drawing your sits bones backward. Exhale down. And then one more inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Take your blocks on any setting that you choose. Take your right foot back and drop your knee. So you can stay up high on your knee if you want, or you can inhale your heart center up and draw your hips forward. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, draw the shoulders down, draw the belly button in. Take another inhale. Exhale, bring your left knee back to join the right and walk your hands forward in that puppy dog pose. Take a nice inhale. And then exhale, you can start to move your hips back and start to create more extension in your shoulders. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, rise up. Take your blocks. And then bring your right foot forward on your inhale, lifting up your heart center. And then on your exhale, start to move your hips forward, opening up that left hip. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, tuck your left toes. Bring your left foot back to join your right. Keep that bend in your knees. Inhale, placing your hands on your shins into a flat spine. Exhale, fold forward, dropping the crown. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale your hands down. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, bending your knees, swan dive forward, laying your torso across your thighs. Grab your blocks, drop your crown. Inhale into the flat spine. Exhale, now grab your blocks. I wasn't thinking. Take your left foot back, drop your left knee. Inhale your heart center up as you bring your hips forward. Exhale, bring your right knee back to join the left and walk your hands forward into that puppy dog pose. You might find more extension now. We're on our third round of this. Take a nice inhale. Take an exhale. Inhale, rising up. Take your blocks. And bring your left foot forward on your exhale. On your inhale, rise up your heart center. On your exhale, allow your hips to move forward, opening up your right hip. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, tuck your toes, and bring your right foot forward to join the left. Place your hands on your shins. Inhale, crown your head forward. Exhale, down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Round one, we're going to do a couple more of those. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Drop your crown. Inhale into that flat spine. Exhale down and take your right foot back, hands on the blocks. Inhale, rise up your heart center. Exhale, move your left foot back to join your right and walk your hands forward. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring your right foot forward. Inhale, lift up your heart center, moving your hips forward. Exhale, tuck your left toes and bring your left foot to join the right. Inhale, hands on shins, flat back. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward, laying your torso over your thighs. Drop your crown. Inhale into that flat spine. Take your blocks and exhale your left foot back, dropping your knee. Inhale your heart center up. Exhale, bring your right knee back to join your left and walk forward. into puppy dog pose. Take a nice inhale and fully exhale. Inhale, rise up. Take your left foot forward. Inhale, rise up your heart center as you move your hips forward. Exhale, tuck your right toes. Bring your right foot to join your left. Place your hands on your shins and inhale into a flat spine. Exhaling down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So one of the things I want you to take note of is that we can create extension without having to straighten the legs. Take all that pressure out of the lower back. So what I want you to feel after these morning sequences when we open up doing this modified sun salutation is I want you to feel open, and I want your body to feel strong and oxygenated, like you really brought blood to the body. And I want you to feel this gentle awakening. Take our hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, bend your legs. Swan dive forward, laying over your thighs. Drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Take your blocks and bring your right foot back. Inhale, rise up your heart center. Exhale, bring your left knee back to join the right. And then walk your hands forward in puppy dog pose. Take a nice inhale. Take an exhale. Inhale, rise up. Taking your blocks, bring your right foot forward on your exhale. Inhale, rise up your heart center. Exhale, tuck your left toes and bring your left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into that flat spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, our hands down. Inhale, our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Laying your torso across your knees, drop your crown. Inhale, pressing against the shins. Draw your back out on the inhale or draw the crown of your head forward, flattening your back. Exhale, folding down. Take your blocks and take your left foot back. Inhale, rise up your heart center. Exhale, move your right knee back to join your left. And go ahead and walk your hands forward in puppy dog pose. Take one more inhale. Fully exhale and rise up. Take your left foot forward on your exhale. On your inhale, lift up your heart center. And then on your exhale, tuck your toes. Bring your right foot to join your left. Inhale into that flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to do a twist now. I did say we were going to integrate some twists. Why twists? Because tomorrow you're going to eat a lot of food. And we want to encourage healthy digestion. Twists are also very calming to the nervous system. And this is gentle morning yoga. We like to do calming things. So inhale our hands up. Exhale our hands down. Forward fold. Inhale into that flat spine. Exhale, take your blocks and move your right foot back into space. So there are a couple of ways that you can engage in your twist. One way is you can rise your hands up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, and then turn your body to the right and clip your elbow over your left knee. And you can just keep your knee down on the floor. You're getting a nice twist this way. Another way you can do this twist is you can place your right hand on the floor, place your left hand on your waist or on your hip and draw your shoulder back, or even lift your hand up. It's entirely up to you. So you have a couple of variations to your twist. I think I'm going to do this easy twist today. I really enjoy this opening of the heart while I twist my body to the left. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Take one more inhale. Exhale, place your hands on the block. Bring your left knee back to join the right. Walk forward into that puppy dog pose. Take a nice inhale. Take an exhale. And then inhale, rise up. Take your blocks. Bring your right foot forward. So we're not really going to do the full sun salutation. We just wanted to get into this pose a bit. I'm going to back up. Actually, I had my hip extended, but I'm going to bring my hip back so that I can be totally upright. So 2 variations. You can take your hands on the inhale up. Exhale, bring them to heart center. And then twist to the left and clip your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. That's one variation. The other variation is you can place your hand on the floor, place your right hand on your right hip and twist that way. Or you can even bring your right arm up overhead, which is the variation that I'm choosing. Let's take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, bring your right hand down. Take your left knee back to join your right. And go ahead and walk forward in puppy dog pose. Let's take one more inhale together. Exhale, rise up, and then let's take the belly position again. So go ahead and lay down on your belly, move the blocks out of the way, and place your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale your shoulders up, exhale them down as you lift up your heart center. Inhale, turn to the right, looking over your right shoulder. Exhale, return to neutral. Inhale, return to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Exhale, return to neutral, lower down. So we're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale your shoulders up and exhale them down as you lift up your heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, return to neutral. Exhale, return to the left. Inhale, return to neutral, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears and exhale them back down as you lift up your heart center. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, return to neutral. Exhale, turn to the left. Inhale, return to neutral. Exhale, down. So you may have felt that in your arms. I know that I did. Let's take crocodile, placing our hands out in front of us and just lifting up. So your hands are out in front, your arms are straight, and you're just using the strength of your back to lift up, strengthening all of those back muscles, and using your hands to support you. Kind of fun. It's a little bit different than a traditional cobra or an upward dog. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale, lower down. And let's move back again into child's pose. Sitting back on our heels, reaching our hands forward. Having a nice stretch along the entire length of the spine. When you place your forehead on the floor, it helps also to combat depression, to combat anxiety, and to help you to feel supported and grounded. So a lot of times I will encourage people to stimulate the third eye chakra. You can do it with a block. You can do it by placing your forehead on the floor. But it kind of changes poses sometimes and how we approach them when we do stimulate the chakra. So I encourage taking note, feeling that sensation. What does it feel like when your whole forehead is pressed against the floor? Continuing to breathe in and out deeply. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Rising up. Let's find our way down to a seated position. And let's very briefly, before we lay down in Shavasana, let's open up the hips just a little bit. So sit up in staff pose. In staff pose, both of our sits bones are in firm contact with the floor. Heart center is lifted, crown is lifted, and our back is beautiful and straight. Take our right foot, place it against the inside of our left thigh. Lift up nice and tall, and then on your exhale, start to draw your heart center forward. Now, you do not have to move your arms if you do not want to. In fact, I encourage that you keep your arms down close to the body and just use your heart center to move your body forward, stretching out the back of your left hamstring, starting to have a gentle stretch on the top of your right hip in the back. When we don't engage our arms, we can focus on what our back is doing. And notice that my back is not really rounded because I'm using my heart center forward and I have the space to draw my shoulders back. But you still get an effective stretch. So we spend a lot of time worried about what our arms are doing when we're stretching out our legs. And I encourage you to think of your arms like they're just extra. And when we are going into gentle stretches, first time of the day, I would say try to keep everything close. Keep everything close to the center of the body and allow the energy to generate out from the center. Inhale, rise up. Switch legs. Take your left foot in to join the right thigh, the inside of the right thigh. Initially sit up nice and tall. And then on your exhale, go ahead, keeping your hands close to the body. Start to move your heart center forward. And maybe it feels different on this side. This side is always my tighter side. So I don't have to move very far to feel like I'm getting a nice, satisfying stretch. But notice I'm still continuing to focus on rising of my heart center, drawing my shoulders back and away, and moving my energy forward, moving the heart forward. Inhale, rise up. And let's do a couple of recline twists before we wrap up our morning. So lay back on your back, hands out to the side, the letter T. Initially, lift up your legs and go ahead and hug your knees. Drop your hands back down and then drop your knees to the right. Maybe you want to place your right hand on top of your left knee to encourage a little bit more of a stretch along the outside of your left hip. Drawing your left shoulder down to the floor, looking over your left hand. On your inhale, turn your body to the right so that both of your hands are touching your legs. And then on your exhale, have your whole body move to the center. That reduces stress on your lower back. And then on your exhale, drop your knees to the left. Place your left hand on top of your right knee, keeping your right shoulder tucked onto the floor. Look out over your right hand. Take one more inhale. And then on your exhale, go ahead and bring your right hand to join your left at your legs. Move your entire body in unison. So pick your Shavasana pose for the rest of this routine today. I'm going to choose my legs up the wall. This has become a nice way for me to honor the restorative properties of our Wednesday morning practice. But getting into it is a little bit lacking in grace. So once you arrive, and either way, my legs are up the wall, but you can lay flat in Shavasana. You can put your legs up on a chair even. Either way, find your way into a state of relaxation. Start to scan your body, looking for places where you may feel you are still activated, still engaged, and still have tension. Consciously tell yourself in those parts of the body to release that energy, to release that attachment, and to simply let go and allow relaxation to take place. Start with the crown of your head and scan downward from the crown of your head to your forehead, past your eyes, past the bridge of your nose and your upper cheeks, past your ears and the rest of your face, past your jawline, past your neck, down the shoulder blade or collarbone, shoulders sinking into the floor as you scan past the muscles of your chest and your upper arm. Continuing to scan down past your ribs, past the solar plexus muscles and past your forearms. Continuing to scan as you move towards the lower belly to the hips, scanning to your thighs, past your knees, past your shins, eventually arriving at your ankles, scanning over your feet and releasing any energy out of the ends of your toes. And while you lay here, knowing that this has been a difficult year, a year of a lot of separation from people we love, things we enjoy doing that are no longer available to us. And just know that at this moment, if you have your health and you have your family or your friends, you have much to be grateful for. We achieve resilience when we can find the blessings amidst the storms. This has been a tough year. So this is an opportunity to look back and look for the blessings that were hidden along the way, the opportunities that you have that maybe you didn't have a year ago before COVID, the unique ways that we have found to connect with others. Maybe you picked up new hobbies, maybe you grew a garden, maybe you began playing music again. Maybe you were so stressed you discovered yoga. Whatever was there, now is a great opportunity to look back and reflect and look for blessings in the year. And maybe some of the things that we now do that we used to not do, maybe we can bring those into our lives still once we have, more openness in our society, less fear as the medical approaches continue to advance, as vaccines become available. But for now, let's focus on our health and safety. And let's find the good in the present. You are encouraged to lay here for 5 minutes or longer in Shavasana. Take this time to enter into deep relaxation, to slow down your breathing, and to drift off to wherever it is you go when you are deeply relaxed. The light in me joins the light in you. The yogi in me honors the yogi in you. Namaste, and thank you for joining me this morning for yoga.